Mental well-being is the most need of the hour. Last year, it was more about what financial loss I may have. It was a lot of sparked with curiosity. But this year, it is different with the second wave. It's no longer financial loss. It's about various disorders that are literally making people, the disorders that they generate in the mind now, not being able to do last rites, not being able to overcome that fear, sudden, not being able to understand the sudden loss, that incessant mind producing these various thoughts of these deep traumatic emotional memories for many people, because it's coming in, right? 1 in 10 or 20, somewhere somebody is affected in some sense. So mental well-being is essential. Mental well-being is where we can gain back our physical health. PTSD is touted as the next big challenge for many people. Post-trauma stress disorder. After coming out of hospital, after getting admitted, come back, the stress that they go through looking at the various wards of the hospital and the way it is treated, the way it is done, and then some people suddenly have challenge even further. They don't see them. There's a lot of stress out there, and it has to be disengaged. The biggest benefit out of the meditation is the mental well-being. Physical health is coming, but the mental well-being is so necessary, and meditation definitely helping in the most naturally, most easily. Primarily because it is producing all those feel-good chemicals. When we meditate, we are producing several feel-good chemicals. Endorphin, serotonin, dopamine, melatonin, now even that thing anandamide. All these feel-good chemicals are helping us to overcome any pain, or whether it's a physical pain or some kind of a mental anxiety worry. They sort of come as a blanket, as a mask on it. And so it helps us to overcome those, because they make us happy for no reason. Our mood lifts when you have the endorphins, pain and serotonin, endorphin and serotonins, these two lift the mood. Dopamine makes us feel good. It gives us that high. Dopamine gives us that high that people have craving, what they get from a craving or an addiction. Dopamine gives us the same high. Endorphin, serotonin lift our mood. Suppose no matter whatever state we have, if we go for a jog and we come back, no matter what the state is, when we go for a jog and come back, that time when they come back, these feel-good chemicals, especially the serotonin and endorphins, are produced quite a bit. So it's called a jogger's high, a runner's high. You really enjoy. Now meditation high is there. Meditation bliss, let's call meditation bliss. When you finish meditation, we are producing much more than that. They've done research between joggers and then meditators, about 12 of them each. At the end of this jogging or meditation, clearly the meditation, people who've done meditated, now they had a lot more of this serotonin is produced for them, a lot more for the same amount of duration that they've done running. So these are helping us lift our mood, change our attention to take our attention away from those traumatic memories. When we meditate, our brain has a capability to process billions of bits, but when we meditate, what is essential is only that is processed by our thalamus, which is inside our subconscious mind. What is most essential? So it is filtering off all that unwanted signals, because anyone who's suffering with a PTSD disorder, then the moment they hear news, the moment they see something related to that condition, they want to go pass by an hospital. So then it triggers. And so meditation is helping to filter off unwanted things. So external sensory perceptions are filtered towards what is necessary. Something intelligent is doing this, but it is an observation. So thalamus is not necessarily activating any older memory because thalamus to hypothalamus and the brain when signal comes. One more thing, the emotion center or this amygdala, the fear center, because fear is the primary reason for any emotional non-well-being. If we don't have emotional health, it's fundamentally the fear which is causing all things, whether it's depression, it leads to anxiety, it leads to a disorder, compulsive disorder. A lot of these are driven by the fear. Ultimately, there is only two things. All our emotions are either driven by fear or by love. Everything that we do, either fear-based or love-based. All our actions, all our actions. Whatever we do in our life, you go in to ask yourself question, where is it coming from? Whether you're cooking, whether you're doing driving, whether you're going to office and working, whether you're whatever you do, ask yourself, is it fear driven? Is it love driven? If you keep going inside, one after the other, one after the other, fear driven is survival, love driven is out of interest, out of happiness, out of enjoyment you're doing, out of compulsion, out of push, out of fear. They're all fear driven. Compulsion, they're all fear driven. If I didn't do something, it's going to happen to me. So fear is fundamentally is causing a lot of these anxieties or the mental issues, challenges. And so this fear center, amygdala, the theory part is that they found that it is shrinking for meditators. That area, subconscious, it shrinks. They found that clearly it is shrinking. So when we meditate, the fear center, the part of the amygdala which is responsible for fear, the fear neurons, then it's found that they're shrinking. So one side fear is shrinking, another side we have these several feel-good factors that are coming up. So whatever fears that may be projected, still the feel-good factors are sort of blanketing on top. Exactly like a painkiller, right? What a painkiller is doing, it is suppressing at that moment. Of course, we couple all of that with knowledge of no death, right? In knowledge of living for ourselves. When we start providing this knowledge, life continuum. So naturally, then we'll have to overcome any of those beliefs or any of those old memories. They go away slowly. But at the same time, we start living a more liberated life, less fearful, no fear, more liberating, more empowering life. The biggest medication for mental well-being is meditation. It is known. There are, what do? Either you go counseling, right? There is counseling and then meditation for mental well-being, or you put them on some kind of a body regime, some kind of anything that distracts them, so like an exercise, jogging or some of these. You have these choices. They've also compared that. Put somebody around counseling when you have this mental health issues, counselors versus meditation. Clearly, the meditation, people who took meditation are far more better off than to just take counseling. I'm sure all psychologists are going to combine meditation. When you combine meditation to the psychologists, it's going to be very, very powerful. Because they're fundamentally listeners, and then adding meditation, post meditation, they take in and then give them the right suggestion, right knowledge, make it broader, broader. That's, of course, is the reason why many companies are introducing well-being department, right? There's well-being that's come up, and then all of them in some way that they want to introduce the mental well-being activities, but primarily it is stress relief and then mental health.